Fox has learned the woman killed in an ICE-involved shooting in Minneapolis was an activist who was part of the ICE Watch effort across the city. Here's Vice President Vance. Listen.
You see, just with this most recent terrible incident in Minneapolis, you see friends of this woman's or other people who are eyewitnesses saying basically that she was there to engage in obstruction of a legitimate law enforcement operation. How did she get there? How did she learn about this? There's an entire network, and frankly, some of the media are participating in it, that is trying to incite violence against our law enforcement officers.
Left-wing groups here mobilizing across the city. Let's bring in Cal Scheidler, Director for Homeland Security and Counterterrorism at the Center for Security Policy. Cal, who is this group, ICE Watch, and how are they funded?
Well, I think the Vice President is absolutely correct to describe this as a left-wing ecosystem. The reality is that there are these ICE Watch groups in almost every major blue city in the country where we are seeing these standoffs between ICE and these community organization protesters. And it's actually not that difficult for these groups to be stood up. You can find instructions on how to start one of these groups on the web, everything down to how to use the tactics to block in ICE patrols with your vehicles, how to identify ICE vehicles, how to track and monitor them, how to use signal encryption and similar apps to share information with other participants. So the standing up of these groups is actually not that challenging. And what is challenging is the training and the organizing that goes on behind it. The large national groups that know how to put on a major protest, that know how to lead people down this path of radicalization. When the Vice President described this woman in Minneapolis as a victim of that ecosystem, I think he's right also. There are people who are being led into very dangerous situations, confronting federal law enforcement, not realizing the threat that poses. And there are organizations, revolutionary organizations, that seek to take advantage when those people are harmed or killed. And that's what we're seeing today with groups mobilizing across the country, like Party for Socialism and Liberation, organizing protests across multiple cities to target this event.
And Cal, so we're learning, Fox has learned from DHS sources that Renee Good was an immigration activist. She was part of this ICE Watch. She was trained to track, monitor, and interfere in ICE operations. We're also learning that she visited at least 2 other ICE locations with her car, blocking ICE prior to her shooting. So she clearly was trying to do more than be a legal observer. She was inserting herself into ICE operations. My question is, who is paying for this?
Well, that term legal observer is interesting because you see it being thrown around a lot. I think most Americans don't realize that that is very coded language. These legal observers are trained protest organizers. Most often when you see that term legal observer, it's referring to groups from the National Lawyers Guild. That's a longtime Communist Party organization that organizes the legal support for vast variety of protests. Everything from protests to Antifa to legitimate terrorist groups all get National Lawyers Guild support. So I don't think the American people should be fooled when they hear that term, a legal observer. All it's really telling you is that this woman was a professional protester.
Well, and I think it is important that we follow the money on this one because these groups are growing from California to Illinois, now in Minneapolis. Cal Scheidler, thank you for taking time. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.